Gold prices maintain their bullish tone as we close out the week. We did settle above 1,300 in the front month April contract. If you go back over the last 2 weeks, we settled just below it on the Friday heading into the weekend. So kind of a bullish, end of the week. Doesn't really make a hill of beans here whether we settle $1 below or $1 above. I think right now 1,300 remains the magnet. The significant part is that we've traded off those recent lows. Recall a few weeks ago we were talking about gold being at 1350. Then a week later, we were talking about it being below 1280, and now we're back to 1300. We need to trade back to about 1315 in order to get balance back, get closer to seeing the bullish momentum continue. I call it a bullish tone because we didn't see the sellers come in and knock it down once we got back to 1300. They sort of are waiting, I think, for that uptick. That will likely come as global risks remain on the rise. And if you look at the dollar, the dollar settled its lowest since January on a weekly basis. So the dollar helping a little bit. You had some pretty sad looking economic data, especially coming out of the manufacturing sector. Likewise with the Fed not raising rates anymore, or at least projected to not raise rates anymore, the dollar not finding as much favor. So the dollar, it's still in its macro range here over the last, call it 3 months, but it's down near the bottom end of that range. And certainly doesn't look like it's going to see any upticks anytime soon. So right now the dollar weakness helping gold prices maintain their bid. Certainly not a reason for the rally, but certainly helping them to not go down at this point. And lastly, let's look at positioning. We talked about that 1280 move to 1300. Was it the speculators? No, it wasn't. Speculators actually, we saw them continue to liquidate as of midweek. And it looks to me like this comes from a bigger entity, the buyers, that maybe it comes from retail, maybe it comes from something bigger, maybe central bank buying. And I think that it's just interesting to note that speculators were not the reason for the recent for the recent bid in gold prices. So I think ultimately gold right now waiting to see how the dice come up on Brexit. And right now it looks like Brexit has another vote coming. Prime Minister May look to throw her proposal back to the Parliament again. Possibly getting a third opportunity for them to vote on it, and that is one. Likewise, I think that there's still some China-U.S. Risk there, and that continues to see buyers, maybe not necessarily buyers of gold coming in with both hands, but certainly a reason to hedge. Maybe it's dollar risk, maybe it's stock market risk at this point, but it looks like it's more of a hedge gold buy than it is an outright speculative long. So right now, gold prices holding their bullish tone into the weekend. Likewise, we'll certainly see a lot of movement next week, given we have central bank meetings in the United States and in England. Both are not expected to raise rates, but both could give us tones for their economies. Likewise, the most important being that from the BOE with their tone on what happens with Brexit. This is the last time we'll hear from Minister Carney before the official red line in the sand, unless it gets kicked down the road a base, which is expected. So right now gold prices will be trading more off our Fed, I think, as far as defense against the BOE. But I think ultimately we could see some good price action in gold next week on both sides of the trade. So gold prices bullish tone heading into the weekend, but a big week next week.